Hi Viva fam, this is Richa from Coach Viva, and today we're going to talk about how much water you can lose in a day. About 50 to 65% of your body is actually made of water, which means you have that range of about 15% in which you can control how much water you're retaining into your body. For a 150-pound person, for example, this could be up to 22.5 pounds of water that you can tweak as you're trying to get into the right weight range. Whether you're searching for this answer because you're trying to prepare for an event where you want to be in a certain weight range, or if you are going through your menstrual cycle and you tend to retain a lot of water and you want to reduce that, or it could be because you have way too much daily fluctuations due to water retention from a day-to-day basis as you're trying to cut or bulk, then you've come to the right video. So we're going to share with you top 3 strategies to reduce your water retention. This will help you in about the 5 to 10 pound range, and one advanced strategy where you can reduce as much as about 20 pounds of water if you wanted to. So let's get to it.
All right, so the number one thing that you can do to reduce water retention is to actually drink more water. That's right, drinking more water decreases water retention. And why is that? So remember, the body is always trying to maintain a healthy balance. It needs to make sure that it has the right balance of fluids, to sodium levels and other electrolytes and other chemicals in your body. So when you deprive it of water and it feels dehydrated, your body is going to want to try to retain more water in an attempt to prevent water levels from dropping too low. Now, if you drink too much water, you might think, well, isn't my body just going to hoard all of that? No. What you're going to find is that when you start drinking more water, you're actually going to urinate a lot of it out. As your body finally gets the water that it needs, it's able to just dispose of what it doesn't need anymore, and it'll do that a lot more easily. So, how much water should you drink? This actually really varies from person to person. Experts recommend that men drink 13 cups of water a day and that women drink 9 cups of water a day. Now, if this sounds like a lot of water, don't freak out. I always recommend just starting from where you are at right now. So if right now you're drinking only 4 cups of water a day, just add 1 more cup of water and try that for a week. And if you can consistently drink 5 cups of water, then add another cup on top of that. And keep going until you hit the right amount that works well for you. And in the description below, I have left a formula that will give you a more accurate representation of how much water you should drink for your height, weight, and gender. Keep in mind that these recommendations are for a typical rest day. A rest day is a day in which you don't exercise or sweat a lot. If you're doing exercise or anything that involves a lot of sweating, then you want to add an extra 1 to 2 cups of water per 15 to 20 minutes of strenuous activity. Here are some tips to get more water into your day. Number 1, keep water bottles at your desk and make it a point to finish it at certain times of the day. So for instance, maybe before lunch you want to finish your bottle of water, or before you leave work. That could be another good anchor point. And tip number 2 is to create certain triggers to get more water in throughout the day. So for instance, every time you eat a meal, your breakfast, lunch, or dinner, you drink 1 to 2 cups of water. Maybe every time you go to the bathroom, you stop by the drinking fountain and take a gulp of water. Maybe every time you wake up, you immediately chug 2 glasses of water. All of those are good trigger points so that you don't have to remember, oh, when was the last time I drank water? You just know, because you're already doing certain routine activities throughout the day, you know that you will get enough water throughout the day if you just reliably and consistently use these triggers. Now, water is just one part of the balance equation. On the other side is sodium. And that takes us to point number 2.
Tip number 2, eat less sodium. If you're having a lot of packaged foods, or you're eating out in restaurants, or you're having a lot of soups, then you're having a lot of sodium in a day, and that can add up to about 3 to 5 pounds of water on a day-to-day basis. So one thing that you can do is, of course, to cook more of your meals at home. And when you're cooking your meals at home, try to use other spices instead of just salt in order to flavor your food. The next thing that you can do is, of course, reduce how much you're eating out at restaurants. The optimal amount that I've seen with my most successful clients is about 2. So sometimes it'll be 3, sometimes it'll be 1, but generally it averages out to about 2 a week. Another thing that you can do is to drink 1 glass of water for every serving of sodium. And if you're eating at restaurants, those count as 2 to 3 servings of sodium.
Let's talk carbs now. The third thing that you might want to try to tweak is your carb intake. So to put things into perspective, if you simply cut 50 grams of carb from your daily food intake, that's about 1 cup of cooked pasta. In addition to the calories that you would be cutting, you would also lose about 1/3 pound of water just because of eating 50 grams less of carbs. This is why people who go on a low carb or keto diet are able to just drop weight like crazy during the first 1 to 2 weeks. If they increase their carb intake again, they will gain all of that back. I want to note that you can't keep losing water weight forever. Your body needs a certain amount of water, so at some point you just can't lose any more. So usually people who cut carbs really low will notice that eventually after 2 or 3 weeks their weight loss will stall. So those are the top 3 things that you can do to help reduce water retention over time. However, what if you have an event coming up in, say, a week, and you don't have that much time, and you want to lose as much weight as possible? You don't care if that's fat or water. You just want to lose as much weight as possible just for that event only. Next, we're going to introduce an advanced strategy that professional bodybuilders and fitness competitors use to lose a lot of weight before their event. This is a temporary strategy, but it can be very effective if done right and done safely.
So tip number 4 is an advanced strategy. This is what is used by photoshoot models in order to get into shape for a magazine shoot. They will lose as much as 10 to 20 pounds in a week in order to get into that shape. But note that after you're done with this week, you will regain all of that water weight that you lost during that week. So heads up on that, this is usually best when you're preparing for an event, not as a lifelong strategy. So in addition to the strategies we talked about lowering your sodium and lowering your carbs, what you want to do is double your water intake about 7 to 8 days before the event. Once you've doubled it, then about 5 to 6 days before the event, you should lower it down to normal, whatever your normal is right now. And then 3 to 4 days before the event, half it to whatever is your normal. And then 1 to 2 days before the event, you can even add sauna sessions or exercise sessions. But don't go crazy with that. Like, the exercise session should not be more than 15 to 20 minutes because you're already really dehydrated and that's affecting your body. This is a short-term strategy. Then the day of your event, you don't want to drink water. And you want to eat low sodium, low carb foods on the day of the event. And then right before your photo shoot or your weigh-in or whatever that event deadline is, you can also do another 15 to 20 minute sauna or cardio session if needed. Once you're done with the event, immediately drink water afterwards. It's really important that you hydrate your body again because your body, as we talked about, is composed of 50 to 65% of water. So clearly it's very important for you. And again, you will regain all of the water weight that you lost. And this is why that you won't see bodybuilders and photoshoot models in the same shape that you see them on magazines in real life. There you have it, the 4 strategies. Drink more water, lower your sodium, lower your carbs, and do the water ramp down towards your event, the advanced strategy. I'm curious to hear which of these strategies resonated the most with you, which ones were new for you. Leave that in the comment below. If you want more content like this, hit that subscribe button and also click the bell icon so that you get a notification every time we upload a video. All right, until next time.